Hello everyone, it's technically John and welcome back. We're going to start today's video with a quick revision of what we've taken so far. So first, we learned about data types, which may include integers, strings, booleans, and floats. We also learned about operators, which include the plus operator, the minus operator, the times and divide operators, the modulo, and exponent or power operators. We also learned how we can take input from the user using the input keyword or the input function. We also learned how to check for the type of basically anything using the type function or method or keyword. And we learned how to convert from other data types into integers. With that being said, let's dive into today's material, which are comparison operators and conditional statements. So comparison operators are ways to compare two values. We have the less than, the greater than, the equal, the less than or equal to, the greater than or equal to, and the not equal to. We're going to dive into those in a moment. And we have the conditional statements, which are the if statement, the else statement, the multiple if statements, and the Alif statement or the else if statement. Now, in order to understand what the comparison operators actually are, let's take some examples. So let's start with the less than operator. So if you want to say that 5 is less than 3, this is going to return false because 5 is not less than 3. If we say that 5 is less than 10, this is basically true. Now the greater than operator is basically the same, so 10 is greater than 5, so that's true. 9 is not greater than 10, so this is going to return false. Now let's talk about the double equal operator. So what is the difference between the equal and the double equal? So basically the equal operator is used to assign a variable to a value. Assign a value to this variable. So as we have taken before, let's name a variable John and assign to it the value 2. Now if we print John, it is going to return true. While if we say that John is equal to 2, this is going to return true because the value of John, which is 2, is equal to 2. Now if we say that John is equal to 3, this does not assign the value 3 to John. This checks if John is equal to 3 and it returns false. If we want to assign the value 3 to John, we say that John is equal to 3 and then we print John and it will return 3. Now let's start with the less than or equal to operator and the greater than or equal to operator. So these basically are pretty basic if you've taken basic math. So less than is the same as the previous less than operator, but with the equal to sign, which means that if it is less than, if let's say 5 is less than 10, it returns true. And if 5 is less than or equal to 5, it also returns true because one of those is true. So it's either less than 5 or equal to 5. The same goes with the greater than or equal to. So 10 is greater than 5 and 10 is greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to 10. This is true, so it is not greater than or equal to 9, let's say. Now finally, we have the not equal to sign or operator. And it is basically the opposite of this one. So if 2 is not equal to 2, it returns false because 2 is equal to 2. Let's say 9 is not equal to 10, this returns true. 99 not equal to 999, this returns true as well. Now this is the exciting part where we actually start using Python for things that are actually useful. So I am going to create a new file and let's start coding. So the if statement. The if statement has the structure has this structure. So we have the if keyword, and then we have the condition here, and then we have a colon, and then we write the result here, and there has to be an indentation, a tab. So usually when you when you write a colon and press enter, it automatically indents. So Python works actually on indentation. So if we write the result here, it will not work. It has to be indented. Okay, I am going to erase this and start with an example. So let's create a variable named age. So age is equal to 18. Now, what we want to do is check if the age is actually equal to 18. So we write the if keyword, and you can now pause the video and try to recall from a couple minutes ago how we can check if age is equal to 18. So age is double equal to 18. We use this double equal operator, and we put a colon here, and then we press enter. It automatically indents, and then we are going to write the result here. So I am going to print that you are allowed to enter. I am going to save this file on my desktop. I'm going to save it as meow, and let's run this. Now when we ran this, it said that you are allowed to enter. If we slightly change with the age, if we say that the age is 17, and save this and run, it will not do anything. It ran the program and it did not do anything. Now if you want to do something more useful, we can say that if age is greater than, if age is greater than or equal to 18, print that you are allowed to enter. So let's say the age is 21, and we run this. It says that you are allowed to enter. If the age is also 18, it also prints that you are allowed to enter. I don't think that this program is very helpful because nothing happens if the age is less than 18. So we can write something else, which is the else statement. So when we say else, and it's written this way, else and a colon and then enter, and it automatically indents, and we say that you are not allowed to enter. Can you guess what actually happens here? What happens is it checks for the age. If it's equal to 18 or greater than 18, it prints that you are allowed to enter. And if it is not, it prints you are not allowed to enter. So any value different than this, so if it is not greater than or equal to 18, it will come to this statement right here. So let's save this and run. Here it prints you are allowed to enter because the age is 18. Let's set the age to 16 and save and run. It says that you are not allowed to enter. Now if you recall from last time, we used the input keyword. So I want to set the age to whatever the user wants it to be. So how old are you? And I say that age is the input of how old are you. So now the program asks us how old is the user, and based on the answer, it returns the age. Now if we run this, this should not work because this is an error. This greater than or equal to is not supported between instances of str and integer. So what happened is that this age is of type string. So we need to convert it using what we learned last time. So using the int keyword. Now if we run this and say 18, it says you are allowed to enter. If you run this again, but say 16, it says that you are not allowed to enter. So most of the time we need more than one condition. Let's explore what I just said in an example. So I am going to create a variable that takes an input from the user, which is enter a number from 1 to 3. And this should be an integer, because later on we are going to compare it. So let's make an if statement. If number is equal to 1, we print that the number equal to 1. Now we need a second condition to check if the number is equal to 2. And we can do that by simply copying this one and pasting it here and just changing those numbers. So basically what we just did is we wrote another if statement. If number is equal to 2 and now we need 3, we print that the number is equal to 2. Now if we save that and run it, let's type 3, and it said number is equal to 2 because I made a mistake here. Let's save this again and run it. 3, number is equal to 3. If we run it again and say 1, it says number is equal to 1. Now what's happening here is it's checking for the number. So if number is equal to 1, in the case of 3, when the user input 3, number is equal to 1 was false. So it checked the other one. So it went to the number is equal to 2 and it was also false. And then number is equal to 3 was true. Now, if we can also add an else statement saying that please enter a valid, or actually you did not enter a valid number. So if we run this and type 5, for example, it prints you did not enter a valid number. Now this program is not super efficient because if the user input the number 1, first the program will check if the number is equal to 1 and print that the number is equal to 1. And then it will check if the number is equal to 2. This will be false, so it will not print anything. And then it will check for the number if it's equal to 3, and then it will not print anything because this is false. Something better we can do is the else if statement. And in Python, the keyword is Alif. So if we add Alif to the statement instead of if, what happens is it checks if the number is equal to 1, it prints this statement and then goes out and does not even check the Alif and the Alif statements. So if the number is actually 2, it checks if it's equal to 1, it returns false, so it does not print anything, and then it checks if it is equal to 2, and it prints this one, and then it does not check this one, because it already verified this one. So this is more memory efficient and time efficient and less consuming, because on a larger scale, this is not efficient at all, and it consumes a lot of memory. So basically nothing has changed here. If we save and run, if we type 3, number is equal to 3. If we run again and type 2, number is equal to 2. And if we run again and type, if we type 5, you did not enter a valid number. So the output did not change, but what we just did is just a better practice for later on. So basically guys, as a summary, today we learned about comparison operators, those 6 types of comparison operators, and we learned about conditional statements, which are the if statement, the else statement, multiple if statements, and the else if statement. Now I really hope you did enjoy today's video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.